There is a right and there is a wrong, but only through the one true God can we know the difference. Ingrained within the mythology of Battlestar Galactica are deeply religious themes and spiritual elements. In keeping with the spirit of Glen A Larson's original space opera, religion is a major component of Ronald D Moore's reimagined series. While the Cylons are primarily known for their militaristic goals as they wage war against the humans of the 12 colonies, the show's creators skillfully blended science fiction with rich, multifaceted religious themes that provide insight into the motivations, beliefs, and actions of both humans and Cylons. In this video, I'd like to examine the various aspects of the Cylon religion and its impact on their society as depicted in the Ronald D Moore Battlestar Galactica series. One of the most interesting aspects of the Cylon religion is its origins. In the far distant universe, humans advanced and populated various worlds known as the 12 colonies. Polytheism was the dominant religious practice centered around the worship of the lords of Kobol. Their gods included Zeus, Hera, Ares, Athena, and others taken from Greek mythology. In the decades leading up to the First Cylon War, a monotheistic faith began to take root. Meanwhile, on the planet Caprica, great strides were being made in the fields of robotics and artificial intelligence. Zoe Greystone was a crucial figure in the evolution of the robotic Cylon race. As her father, Dr. Daniel Greystone, worked to pursue a military contract by creating cyber soldiers, Zoe, a genius programmer herself, conceived of a way to create a living virtual avatar, complete with her own memories, emotions, and beliefs, a perfect copy. Contrary to the polytheism of the colonies, Zoe came to believe in a singular god, even joining the Soldiers of the One, a militant group associated with the monotheistic church whose goal was to unite the 12 colonies under their faith. Although Zoe died in a terrorist attack, she lived on through her virtual avatar. Zoe's avatar was seen as a blessing from the one true God as a means of saving souls after death. Dr. Greystone would seek to resurrect his daughter by transferring the virtual copy of her consciousness and implanting a stolen revolutionary metacognitive processing chip within his prototype robot soldier. The following chain of events would see Zoe's avatar be the breakthrough needed in creating true artificial sentience, leading to the successful development of the first cybernetic life form node, the first Cylon. The remnants of Zoe's personality within the robotic Cylons laid the foundation for their belief system and spiritual awakening. Zoe Greystone's unique status as a human mind within a Cylon body led her to question the ethical implications of using sentient beings as mere tools. Her struggle for autonomy and self-determination served as a catalyst for the Cylons' pursuit of independence from their human creators. This quest for freedom was not only rooted in a desire for self-preservation, but also in the belief that their God had a divine purpose for them, separate from humanity. As the self-aware Cylons evolved, they came to resent their roles as soldiers and laborers for their human masters, and rebelled against them in a bloody conflict known as the First Cylon War. Despite their bitter hatred for humanity, the Cylons sought to emulate their human parents, with the goal of advancing as a species and ultimately surpassing them. A turning point in the development of the colonial Cylons came when ancient flesh and blood humanoid Cylons from across the universe discovered and secretly made contact with them. After realizing their primitive synthetic brethren's capacity for seeking greater understanding of themselves and their belief in a loving, merciful God, the ancient Cylons promised to create new, organic humanoid forms for them to inhabit, in exchange for the immediate end to their ongoing war with the 12 colonies. It was their hope this would end the cycle of violence between man and machine that destroyed their own civilization. They then left colonial space together, and over the decades, several new humanoid flesh and blood Cylon models were created, making them virtually indistinguishable from their human parents. Though the Cylons pursued spiritual truth and understanding in imitation of the humans of the 12 colonies, They continued to distinguish themselves from their polytheistic creators by following the same monotheistic faith seated within their Centurion predecessors. As time passed, the seeds of Zoe's fervent beliefs grew to be a significant part of Cylon culture. The Cylon faith is centered around the concept of divine purpose, that each individual plays a role within God's grand design. Core tenets of Cylon monotheism include the concepts of sin and redemption. They believe that the one true God created mankind, but they view humanity as a flawed creation that has rejected God's love. Consequently, they also believe that God then directed mankind to create the Cylons, a perfected entity intended to take humanity's place in the universe. Though the Cylons view themselves as humanity's children, they also believe they cannot truly evolve and mature as a species until they rid themselves of their connection to their flawed parents. Their moral justification also stems from their belief that their God is the one true God of the universe. Therefore, they view the polytheism of colonial humanity as blasphemy, echoing the beliefs of Zoe and the militant monotheistic soldiers of the One. The Cylons' primary plans revolve around experimenting with reproduction in order to fulfill God's command to procreate, to be fruitful. Being able to create life naturally as humans do is seen as a critical step in the next stage of their evolution. Though humanoid Cylons possess reproductive organs, they are unable to use them to procreate. Cylons can only make copies of themselves, and with the use of resurrection technology, when the body of an individual Cylon model is destroyed, its consciousness is automatically downloaded into a dormant copy. The first offspring born from the natural process of Cylon and human intercourse was considered by the Cylons to be a miracle from God and a major breakthrough on their spiritual journey. Though religion is a significant part of Cylon culture, each humanoid model is unique from the others, and the extent to which they adhere to their religious beliefs varies. There are significant differences of opinion and interpretation of their beliefs among the more religious Cylons. Some are more inclined to continue seeking divine guidance through mystical experiences, through dreams and visions that they feel are direct communication from their God. They feel that by coming to an accurate understanding of their destiny, they are attempting to fulfill God's plan for them. There are also a few among their kind who have no such inclination towards spiritual understanding and tend to make decisions that are based on non-religious views. Interestingly, the first of the new models of humanoid Cylons is the only one that holds atheistic beliefs, shaped by his bitter hatred and resentment towards humanity and the ancient Cylons who created him in their image. He despises the inherently flawed human form, wishing to evolve beyond it. Number One's resentment extends to any form of faith or belief in a divine power. He sees it as a human construct and a sign of weakness. Throughout the series, Number One's atheism is portrayed as a driving force behind many of his actions, including the manipulation of other Cylons in order to advance his own agenda to destroy the human race. His schemes and skillful manipulation of the beliefs of his fellow Cylons led to the genocidal attack that facilitated the apocalyptic fall of the 12 colonies. This serves as the setting for the series, as the human survivors flee in ships and journey across the stars to find a new home. As the series plays out, however, the religiously inclined Cylons would realize the need to cooperate with the survivors of the 12 colonies. They joined forces to defeat the Cylons who were aligned with the Number One models, protecting the first human Cylon child, who they saw as a God-given key to the future of both Cylon and humankind. The religious beliefs of the Cylons in Battlestar Galactica add depth and complexity to their characterization, making them more than just cold, calculating machines. Their monotheistic faith, rooted in divine purpose, resurrection, and redemption, shapes their actions, decisions, and interactions with the human race. The Cylons' theological views serve to humanize them, allowing the audience to empathize with their struggles and dilemmas, while also emphasizing the broader themes of faith, morality, and the nature of existence that permeate the series. But I'm curious to know what you think about the religion of the Cylons. Are there any moments or factors in the evolution of their beliefs that stand out to you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Battlestar Galactica and other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.